You've had a hard day at work. Now you need to release some pressure. Time to grab your schlong and head for the hills.
When the day is long, you can't go wrong when you grab a schlong.
You work hard, you play hard, and success matters to you. But there's no greater passion in life than the passion you have for a nice, foamy schlong.
Hello, my name is Klaus Burgel, and I have spent many years experimenting with the schlong. I am confident I have found a formula for the perfect tasting schlong. There's nothing like raising one up in a tall, frosty glass and getting the schlong right next to your lips. It's a taste explosion.
You demand more out of your life, now demand more out of your schlong. Introducing new Ultra Schlong in the 12-inch ribbed can for maximum grip. Because when you're drunk, nothing's more important than holding on to your schlong.
When the day is long, you can't go. I can't sing anymore. I'm drunk off my ass.
You're listening to WSUK Community Radio.
WSUK, the Reaper here, and it's autumn, or fall for you slow people. It means the leaves are changing, the times are changing, and hopefully you people are changing your underpants on a regular basis. Hey, if you people like to get drunk and eat giant wieners, I know George Michael does, or take pharmaceuticals and suck on wieners. I guess that's what he did. And maybe I'm getting it mixed up with a Republican congressman. So anyway, if you're German or like to pretend you're German, or you're just a stupid frat guy and you want to vomit on yourself, head over to Blinkenstiegel. I like saying that, Blinkenstiegel. October Beer Fest, which is a good name for a beer fest in October, and it's in downtown Dunwoody. They have Main Street blocked off, and at 4 p.m. there's going to be a bark-off between a German-haired pointer and a Bavarian mountain hound. I mean, my gosh. That'll be more exciting than the Mexican hairless canine carpet butt drag-off I saw during Cinco de Mayo. It's always cool to see these dogs perform these kind of antics when your blood alcohol level hits about 30%. Bring the kids for extra fun. Perhaps they'll learn a valuable lesson about... forget it. They're not going to learn anything. Just take one of those harnesses, probably strap them to a tree, give them a bowl of water and a bag of jelly fruits or something, and then find a place to pass out. That'll work. Another upcoming event in the community, it's the Color Me Beautiful Leaf Art Festival, happening in State Woods Park near the river. If you like hanging out with ex-hippies and buying overpriced art while some nut plays Himalayan music, probably on a flute or what are those little guitars called, the sitar or whatever, and this is for you guys. It's the guys who eat macrobiotic food, but they sell you funnel cakes for a living. See where there's a problem there? You know, do as I say, not as I do, that kind of stuff, or do as I do, not as I say, whatever. While you're there, be sure to buy one of those black and white photos of an old European doorway or a broken window, those really artsy things. Hang a couple of them in your bathroom, and then you can pretend like you're taking a piss in a foreign alleyway. You don't actually have to go to Paris to be, like Hemingway. Just freaking do that. Buy those pictures and hang them up. That's it for now, kids. Our donations have been really lousy. Here are some commercials to make up for your apathy. Back in 5.
Good morning, Britain. Queen Mum, ships at sea. Osgood Smythe here, curator of the BBC Correction Board. It is with a humbled spirit that I approach you, hat in hand, to announce the latest findings of the board. As students of history, we have appointed ourselves as guardians of the public trust. In such, we review history and investigate to make sure no erroneous claims due to fraud or omissions are present. While we have found several minor discrepancies, we are sorry to admit that we have uncovered a most grievous error. It has heretofore been believed that one of the most notorious homicidal madmen in British history was Jack the Ripper. Upon further review, it appears there was the breakdown of oral history as is inherent in such. As our custom, we shall present our findings in the more palatable form of the bard. Ladies, gentlemen, fair citizens of the Crown, I am obligated and honoured to present the BBC reenactment players with the true, confirmed story of Jack the Ripper.
Hello, Yvonne. I was wondering if you'd care to join me for supper.
Of course, Jack. I thought you'd never ask. Oh, sweet fish and chips. Did that tainted gas come from you?
Alas, yes it did.
Then I am sorry, sir. You are no gentleman, as I cannot tolerate your rude nasal assault. Good day, sir.
Good evening, Jack. What brings you round these parts? Surely a peek at my privates will bring a smile, Governor.
Greetings, fair strumpet. Seems my luck with the ladies continues to wane, so that I must keep in the company of such a foul tot as yourself.
As long as your wallet is as bulging as your cockpiece, it's quim for quid.
I assure you both are filled to burst.
Then enter my parlor, kind sir. Lose your pants and your sadness as I mount you. Oh, you are a randy sort lord. Oh,
Yes, evil harlot, I am upon the moment of my release. Yes! Yes! No, yet my intestinal curse betrays me again. She is dead. No!
As a summary to our piece, Jack obtained the accurate but misfortunate nickname that plagued him and became misconstrued over the ages. And there you have it. He was but the tragic victim of overpowering flatulence and the defects of oral history. Thank you, good night, and God save the Queen.
Step right up and see some of the most horrendous freaks ever to walk the planet. It's amazing, terrifying, astounding. Come bear witness to these modern-day marvelous misfits. Bob Tyson's sideshow freaks are so disturbing, you won't sleep for a week. You two, you look like you could use a good scare, only $5.
I don't know. This looks like a complete ripoff.
Aw, come on, honey. Let's go. Looks like fun.
Trust me, sir, when you get to the end of this twisted exhibit, you will shudder with fear.
Ah, hell, let's go.
Step right this way, and my faithful assistant, Boris, will be your guide.
This way, ladies and gentlemen. Our first exhibit looks like a normal woman, but if you look closely, she's only wearing one shoe.
Oh boy, here we go. Bring on the lameness.
Our next exhibit. This child was recently playing outside, in the dirt, and he's completely clean.
Holy crap, I told you this was a ripoff.
This is the worst sideshow I've ever seen.
And if that wasn't amazing enough for you, how about the man that can stand on one foot?
This is lamer than a cop on a Segway. I want my money back.
Remember the time you took me to see Pluto Nash? This is worse than that.
I can see how astonished you are. Our next freak is one of my favorites. Behold, the opaque woman. You can almost see through her. Her husband is a slightly effeminate man.
God, this is lamer than the last time we had sex.
This is crap.
Oh, but you have yet to see the greatest freak of all. A freak so horrifying.
Oh yeah, what is it this time? A pantless kid riding a skateboard? Or a 16-year-old girl without a tattoo?
Behold, the Black Republican.
Oh my God, it's horrifying! It's the Black John McCain. Take out my butt plug. Unbelievable. My balls itch.
You're listening to WSUK Community Radio.
This is the Reaper with some more holiday fun for Halloween. Ed's Pumpkin Patch. They're having a carving contest, but the thing here is they actually carve the pumpkins from a bit of a distance with automatic weapons. So something to watch, I'd imagine, but I don't think the kids can get involved in that. That's going on next week. Here at WSUK, we got some great shows coming up. First of all, this is a very good special. I don't know why it's not on the major networks, but we got it here. It's called A Very Scientific Halloween, and it's hosted by Larry the Cable Guy and Stephen Hawking, where they go in to explain the scientific evidence that of the existence of some of these Halloween legends. So we've also got a blast from the past. This is actually a 1970s, 80s special that is on CBS. It is the Bill Bixby Halloween special with Pablo Cruz, Lou Ferrigno, and of course Ship, which if you remember correctly, there was Jefferson Airplane, they became Jefferson Starship, then Starship, now they're just Ship at this point. And I do believe they split into two groups. The other one was Star, and I heard there's a reunion tour now, so there could be Starship, and all their kids have actually gotten together, ironically enough, to make a band called Airplane. So I don't know if you followed all that, but the Bill Bixby Halloween special. Finally, Reverend McGuire's Halloween sermon from last year, if you all recall, that was his final sermon before he was actually, I don't like to use the word committed, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to. He was committed. Seems he was a little looped up on something at this, and telling you, it'll make you laugh, make you cry, probably make you laugh more than cry, but it's got something for everybody. So please, let's just take advantage of a person who was on his high horse and very judgmental and just laugh like Americans do at people falling on their face. So those are the things we got coming up. A Very Scientific Halloween with Stephen Hawking and Larry the Cable Guy. The Bill Bixby Halloween special with Lou Ferrigno, Pablo Cruz, and Ship. And the Reverend McGuire Halloween sermon. So tune into those, check local listings, and if you can't check out all of them, at least check out one of them. Pick one
and make yourself do it. Pretend it's your job for that day. In fact, call in sick and make sure you experience the full thing. So coming up after this, we got something special I think you're going to enjoy, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Oh, you Jack Johnson.
I'm Jack. Who are you?
I'm Death, and it's time for you to die.
What time for me to die? Shit, I'm not going anywhere. I just got here in order to drink. Besides, where's your little shit thingy that you kill people with if you're deaf?
Oh, damn it, I knew I forgot something. Crap. My wife was hounding me. That's what I get for being in a rush.
I guess you can't kill me now.
Why, sure I can kill you. I'm in a bar. People in here must have handguns and knives. Does anyone in here have a gun I can borrow? No? How about a knife? Anyone with a knife?
I have a lighter.
What the hell am I supposed to do with a lighter? Hey, Jack, why don't you stand still while I burn your nipples off?
Look, bro, why don't you just call this off? Obviously, I'm not supposed to die yet. Look, let me just buy you a drink and we'll sit here and we'll relax a little.
You're on my schedule to die right now, and you are going to die.
Ah, crap! What the hell did you whip me with?
How does it feel to be dead now? Do you feel any different?
I'm not dead, you ass. Damn, that freaking stung.
Son of a bitch, who called the cops? Did you call the cops on me?
You in the black robe with a skull for a head. Put your hands behind your back, buddy. Let's go.
No, this isn't right. Killing is my job. Eventually I'll kill you all. No one can escape death.
Tell it to the judge, you nutball.
Master, it's alive. Frankenstein now has a new bride.
Come here, my monster friend. I've created something especially for you. A mate to stand by you for the rest of your days. This is Benjamin.
Hi, Franklin. I can't wait to spend some time with you.
But that's a dude. That's disgusting.
But I thought you'd like it. I mean, aren't you gay? Those tight pants, that jacket?
But Doctor, you're the one who dressed me. These are your clothes.
Well, what about your voice? That's definitely effeminate.
Again, you're the one who gave me my vocal cords.
Yes, indeed I did. But the way you walk, like your rectum's been violated.
I suppose that's a product of rigor mortis from the dead legs that you sewed onto my rather thin pelvis.
Are you sure you're not gay? Igor, come over here. Did you think he was gay?
You mean he's straight? Impossible, Master. Look at him, the way he dresses and walks.
And yet it seems it could be true. I guess that's what I get for using mail-away parts. Monster, prove to me you aren't gay.
Well, he does leave the seat up after he urinates.
Fuck you two. Why don't you lick my balls?
My God, you are straight.
Perhaps, Doctor, you're gay, and you're subconsciously projecting your secret homosexual desires onto your creations.
Listen, Frankenweenie, I'm straight as an arrow, macho as a midnight cowboy, right as a rainbow.
Rainbow, see? Subconscious gain is coming right out. What's this? Gay porno? Doctor, just what is this whole experiment about? You've created two giant monsters so you could make your own gay porno, didn't you?
All right, you petrified idiot. You've outed me. I wanted to make money by posting downloadable videos on the internet. It would have worked, but your non-gayness ruined everything. I don't understand. I give you Liberace's brain, for Christ's sake.
Yes, but you gave me the heart of Barry White. Now let's all groove while I make sweet love to your incredibly hot, sexually frustrated wife.
Now that's all well and good, except for one simple problem.
What is that, dear Doctor?
Well, you have the arms of Andre the Giant, the face of Jim Morrison, but I give you the dick of Hervé Villechaize.
WSUK presents Holiday Tips.
To spice up your treats, take compromising photos of your neighbors throughout the year. Simply drop them into the appropriate child's bag with your usual confectionery gifts, and Mom and Dad will have a spectacular surprise as they raid their kid's stash.
You're listening to WSUK Community Radio.
Hi everybody, this is the Reaper with a very serious interview. I think it's going to be very insightful. It's the Headless Horseman is here in the studio with me.
Actually, I'm just the head, eh?
Well, the Horseman's not here, and there's a reason for that.
No, we broke up quite some time ago, and I remember one time we were at a party together, and we didn't even talk about it, really. It was just, he's very silent. He never talks, and that was part of the problem. And all of a sudden, it's just like, you go your way, I'll go my way. And that's it. He was headless. So I've continued on as the head.
Yes, and you've got quite an interesting career. Name some of the things you've been doing that people may not know
Well,
about.
I've been in many TV shows and films, and I was in Harry Potter 4, the one with Robert Pattinson. I actually played the bust of Voltaire in one of the staircase sequences. If you look really closely, I'm in the background. But my first real love is music. I have a passion for it. I've been working on musical albums for quite some time, and part of our problem is that the body was so silent all the time. He never really contributed much, and was part of the reason for our breaking off, you will. He's got his own solo career, and I'm moving in a different direction right now. I also make cabinets.
I've heard that, and you do some fine carpentry.
Yes, I'm a carpenter by trade. In certain aspects, he has more skill in that area.
Right. I can imagine that. I did hear for a brief time when you were younger, you were doing some stunt work in horror films.
I would play a head.
Right.
Yes, so someone would get decapitated, and they'd need me as the stunt head. You know, it's cutaway.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, literally.
Yes, it was a cutaway.
Now, you got out of that business. It seems like there's still a lot of horror movies and torture porn, they call it.
Yes, I got out of that business for a while, and then later on I became a NASCAR driver, very briefly.
You used to drive the Head and Shoulders car, right?
I drove the Head and Shoulders car, and I was very good friends with Christopher Cross at the time. He had just won his Grammy and was getting out of the music business and driving himself.
Amazing. Now, I hear you have a book coming out.
Yes, it's called No Head.
Interesting.
But I am a head, so
Right.
It's quite ironic.
Right. Now, do you
So
have a
would think
ghostwriter
that
with you, or
the
you wrote
No
it
Head
yourself?
book would have been coming out by the body, but it's sort of an irony that I like to put in my novels.
Right. And did you have a ghostwriter, or you wrote it yourself?
No, I wrote it myself. I used this machine that was made for Stephen Hawking, and I was able to type using my tongue.
Very good.
So, but what it is, it's not a standard biography. It's more of a novelization of my life.
And looking over your biography, I found this I really found interesting, and not to be crude, but you've had quite a love life.
And I also went over Niagara Falls in a barrel.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Obviously did well with that. I'm sure you... Did you
I'm-
wear a helmet?
I've
Good.
had a helmet.
One of the names that you used to date, sorry to go back to this, but I found it very interesting, Morgan Fairchild.
We met one day in Central Park one day when I was rolling around, and she was sort of kicking around herself, picked me up. Immediately we had this rapport, if you will.
That must be a little shocking when someone goes to pick up something they think is like a ball, and it turns out to be a human head that actually...
She was a little taken aback at first, but the conversation flowed freely, and we had a connection, so we went and ate at Tavern on the Green.
Right, and that was before they had the No Body, No Service, right?
Yes, that was, back then people talk about the civil rights movement and black people not being able to drink at certain fountains or ride the bus, but if you were just a head at the time, it was horrible. The way everybody was prejudiced. They'd kick you around and ridicule you and call you a bodiless freak and all that sort of thing. And
I don't want to bring up a sore subject, but I think I'd be lax in the interview if I didn't bring this up. How do you feel about the body, the horseman himself, making jokes? Like on the Tonight Show, Jay Leno he has him on usually every Halloween, and he said, how's your career going? And he makes a joke like it's hard to get ahead, and everybody laughs. It's pretty much at your expense.
It's very painful to me, and you really have to pay attention when he makes those jokes, because he uses one of those Pictionary boards, a whiteboard, because he really doesn't vocalize very well.
Right.
So
well, I've noticed...
he's up there on Leno doing those Pictionary antics, and it's like that guy from Comedy Central, Dimitri.
And I understand that. I mean, it's got to hurt.
Yes, it does.
Right, and I could see that. That's...
Now, the body really he's very physical. It's always about physical pleasure and things like that, and I'm more cerebral.
Right, of course.
So it's just, someday we might get back together.
Right.
I know PBS is talking about putting us on a tour, doing a little acoustic thing or something.
Like Unplugged or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like an Unplugged, but...
Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to go down here and I was going to shake your hand. I'm sorry. Any other things coming up you'd like to promote now?
Yes, I've got a video game coming out called Getting Ahead. And after that, I'm going to be in Real Steel 3, which is going straight to DVD, featuring Vin Diesel and Margaret Cho. I'm actually playing a sentient robotic pet named Ethan.
Yeah, very good. Well, I wish you the best of luck. And again, thanks for coming down.
Hey, lame ass, aren't you gonna go trick-or-treating with us this year?
Hell no, Chucky B. Me and that bitch Sally gonna hang out in the pumpkin patch and wait for the big-ass pumpkin. At midnight, he rises up from the pumpkin patch and gives out cash money.
Holy man, she must be smoking some fat weed, because that's the biggest load of crap I have ever heard. Well, have fun, jackass, because I'm going to go get some candy with the other kids. Later, idiot.
Lame ass, we've been here for over an hour. When's that big-ass pumpkin gonna show up?
Hey, bitch, be patient. He doesn't just pop up like a boner. These things take time. I promise you he'll be here. Chucky B and others don't know what the hell they're missing.
Trick or treat! Oh, look, a little goblin, a Martian, and a little vampire. How cute. What the hell are you supposed to be?
I'm your worst nightmare, Hags. Just shut up and fill my bag.
Hey, what'd you get?
I got an apple.
Hey, I got some gumdrops.
I got a crack rock. Son of a bitch! I'm in rehab. This is total bullshit.
Lame ass, where the hell is that big-ass pumpkin?
Shit, bitch, I told you to settle down. He'll be here soon.
We're missing out on all them tricks and treats.
Hey kids, here you go. One for you, here's one for you here. And this one here, I'm gonna wedge just very gently between your cleavage. How's that? There you go.
I got a candy bar. I got some jelly beans.
I got a pudding pack.
Crap, I got a used condom and a damn crack rock! This is freaking a waste of my time. Hey, I'm gonna catch you losers later. Maybe there's still time for me to go make fun of that idiot lame ass up in the pumpkin patch. Hey, what's up, jackass? Did your stupid pumpkin buddy show up or what?
Chucky, you missed it. The big-ass pumpkin was here and he gave me loads of cash. Sally was so impressed she took off her clothes and I got up on that ass right in the pumpkin patch. I guess chicks really do dig money.
Well, you banged my little sister and made tons of cash. I should have listened to you, lame ass. I went trick-or-treating and all I got was a bunch of lousy crack rocks. I can't even use them. I'm in rehab.
Holy shit. Tell you what, Chucky, here's 10 grand in cash. After having lame sex and seeing that big-ass pumpkin, I sure could use a good fix.
Well, grab my nuts and call me Dante Coldpecker. With this kind of bankroll, I can have my knob polished by a professional and still have loads of cash left over. This is the most dope Halloween ever. Word!
Hello, I'm the Grim Reaper. Jack Johnson, I've come to take you to the land of the dead.
Not again. Are you sure it's time?
Absolutely sure.
Okay, what time does your watch say?
Why, it's 4:30.
No, it's not. It's 3:30. Last night was daylight savings time. Did you forget to reset your little death clock?
Damn it, that freaking daylight savings time always screws me up. I can't believe I forgot. You mind if I wait around to kill you then?
No way. In fact, what clock do you go by anyway? I'm sure it's like 8 a.m. in Japan or something. How do you know I wasn't supposed to die on Japanese time?
Well, you know, I never really thought of it that way. You do have a point, you know, but it's just you're on my schedule to die right now.
Didn't you ever read Einstein's theory? Isn't time supposed to be relative?
Well, you have a good point, but, you know,
Look, I think these guys are just trying to get you to do their dirty work. I mean, how many people have these jackasses actually killed?
You know, you do have a point. I have to go. I'm out here killing people. It's very monotonous, you know. But I really need this job. It's all I have left, and my wife is such a bitch.
Well, look, do you really need this kind of pressure? I mean, why don't you just take some time, think about what I said, go home and make a nice hot cup of coffee or tea, whatever it is that you like, read some science books, and take a bath.
You know, you have a point. I think I will.
Sure, just something to pass the time. Anyway, I gotta get going because I got a date.
You're listening to WSUK Community Radio.
Hey everybody, Reaper back here. Kids, guess what? I got a treat for you. We're going to be covering the animal parade downtown. It's called Growloween. Ooh. Well, last year was just fun seeing some of the animals dressed up. Really unique costumes. Actually saw a Chihuahua dressed as a cat. That was just something. I think one I really liked was the Doberman Pinscher that was dressed as Barack Obama. That was impressive. Really enjoyed that. I especially like to see the poodle that looked like Sarah Palin come up and sniff his butt. That, to me, worth the price of admission. Anyway, don't put electric lights or battery-operated lights on your pets. Had a couple instances of electrocution last year as it rained a bit, and you know, we don't want this to end in tragedy. Those pets ended up being okay, but that one little dog was walking with a limp for a little while. And get down there early because it's going to be awesome. If you guys want to go down there and check it out instead of listening to it on the radio, they have the Scary Turd Contest. Last year's winner was a Great Dane, took a big steaming pile, and it looked like Ann Coulter. I'm telling you, it looked just like her. Some of the things they're going to have down there that you can enjoy, there's going to be a band, the Scaredy Cats, delicious, unique food, frightening funnel cakes, creepy corn dogs, horrifying hamburgers, you know, your typical stuff you get there. But one of the special things they have there, which you do have to pay admission and have a doctor's release, it's like an Indian sweat lodge, but it's called the Butt Smoke Hut. And it's actually like a big Dutch oven. Everybody goes in there and they release their flatulence and they contain it in one area. Then they seal everybody in there and you have hallucinations. Paramedics will be standing by, but it is said to be a mind-altering experience. But again, whatever clothes you wear in there, you're going to have to throw out. So just keep that in mind. But I hear it's a positive experience. So that is the Halloween Pet Parade, and I hope to see you all down at Gaslight Square. It's going to be a good time.
UPN and the WB have now merged, and this season together they're bringing you one of the hottest shows ever, LaQuisha the Vampire Slayer.
What are you hissing at me? Don't you even think about hissing at me. What is your problem? You done broke my mirror. How the hell am I gonna do my hair now? Don't you be coming here with those nasty ass teeth and that stinky ass breath? You done killed my girl Amy. She ain't even paid me back what she owed me yet, that hoe! Oh no, you ain't just did that!
Coming this season, LaQuisha the Vampire Slayer, following a special episode of the Gilmore Hose.
Forces of darkness, I summon thee!
Hello, Forces of Darkness. I'm Chad. How may I help you?
Who the hell are you? I thought I was summoning the devil.
I'm sorry, sir. The Dark Lord's very busy right now with the Tea Party and all those things going on in Libya. Actually, the Forces of Darkness is actually a customer service he's put in place to help people who need that assistance and can't get that personal touch from him.
All right, well, I need some help. I've got a girl that I really want to get.
Oh, yes, sir.
She sort of likes me, but I think she's kind of on the edge. I think if I sell my soul, perhaps it'll put me over the top.
A dedicated individual. I like that. Do you have a picture of this young lady?
Yes, here's a picture right here.
Oh, Candace. We're very familiar with Candace around here. She's a beautiful young lady, just the kind of girl you want to bring home to mom and get in your bed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she seemed a little easy on the first date, you know, but now she's kind of pushing me away, I think, a little bit. And I think if I sell my soul, maybe perhaps you could hook us up for eternity.
Well, I will tell you, we've had quite a few people come in asking for her, and this seems to be her M.O. So she's going to be a tough nut to crack. Let me take a look at your soul facts right now and see what we've got as far as history.
All right.
Oh, wow. It says here you went to a Christian youth camp. Is that true?
Yes, I went to the Christian youth camp. It's a ministry, a place called Camp Uchi that we used to hang out.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we did a lot of work, a lot of ministry work.
Well, there was some fornication there, so altar boy, we're not going to hold that against you. But that's what the priest said. I've got a million of those jokes. They're so easy. Anyway, I'm not seeing that you've got the value on your soul facts that we need to get a girl like her.
What can I get for my soul? Let's just kind of like a scale, like a graduating scale.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what. Instead of going through all that, why don't you ask her something you think she's really going to like that you can impress her with, and I'll tell you what you can get in that category.
Well, if I could play the electric guitar, maybe I could impress her, and then...
How about the harmonica?
Well, what if I could, like a Lamborghini or one of those new electric Tesla cars? That might put her over the top.
Sir, we're looking here at maybe a Yugo, perhaps, or a Gremlin. I don't think we're in Lamborghini territory when I'm looking at your soul here.
All right. If I could play a sport, maybe like a professional football player, baseball player, something like that, I think that would impress her.
If I'm looking at this correctly and the numbers add up, it looks like you're going to qualify for curling.
God, I really don't know what to do. I really like this girl. I think she's got a couple of STDs, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
Could I perhaps get rid of that? Is there any way, some kind of exchange...
To sell your soul to get rid of that?
Yeah,
That's
or maybe...
interesting.
What if...
So you'd sell your soul for some curative ointment?
Yes, and if I could get some kind of extra skill, I would throw in my dog.
We don't normally take
It's a
pets in here,
Rottweiler,
so-
yeah, it's a Rottweiler.
Oh, a Rottweiler. You know, they were in The Omen, which is a very good movie, and it's very good
I've
PR
seen that movie.
for us.
Part 3 is not so good, though.
Oh, they're all good. There might be something that's doable. We've got some paperwork that if you could fill it out here, we could probably get you that ointment, and you'd have to bring the dog in. You'd have to have a complete physical, of course.
And so what kind of extra skill would I get for the dog? bendable thumbs. Maybe I could put my foot behind my head, or the ability to turn my eyelids inside out. Something that would really impress the girls in the bar.
Well, you know, I was actually going to tie in your musical instrument desire with your ability, and actually you'd be able to fart the national anthem. On cue, you'd be able to do it whenever possible. You could win a bar bet.
You know what? It's a deal.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
WSUK presents Holiday Tips.
Remember, in lieu of candy, small live animals can be the perfect Halloween treat.
You're listening to WSUK Community Radio.
Hey everybody, it's the Reaper here on WSUK, and on our community calendar we got some things coming up that I think you guys would be interested in, maybe a couple of them. First up, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October, and we have a twist on the regular Oktoberfest. This is called Oktoberbrest. Brings up breast cancer awareness, sponsored by Schlong Beer. Klaus Bergel, yes, head brewmeister for Schlong Beer, is going to be there. So grab your jugs, grab your schlong, and just enjoy it, and we're going to raise some money for those good people. Secondly, Fall Carnival at St. Joe's. A little different. They don't quite get on the Halloween bandwagon, but they want kids to have fun. Little twist on some of the things. First up, bobbing for apples. It's called bobbing for baptism. Stick your head down, come up with one of those apples, and they'll bless you right there. So you get saved and you get an apple. You take that apple over to the redemption booth, and you can actually get a biblical action figure. You can have the electrified Saul doll, the one who got hit by lightning. John the Baptist, his head pops off. You can put it back on. Those kind of things. They're very cool. They're all collector's items. On the other side of the spectrum, Mom and Dad, if the kids are at Grandma's, at Club Push, they're going to have Halloween Horrors Night. And on that night, you know, women just love to dress up like tramps. And some guys like to dress up like, I don't want to be sexist. So go down there, and if you win the contest, you actually get a $5 gift certificate to Joe Bauer's Adult Film Emporium. A fine, classy place for couples and individuals if you're into that. So there you go. A couple things on the calendar I think you guys are going to look into. I hope you look into and be a part of. If not, well, then you're a loser.
Would you like to know about love, your job, your future? If you got some kind of disease? If so, then call your psychic pet.
My what?
Your psychic pet, you idiot.
I called my psychic pet Miss Kitty, and she said,
The Psychic Pet Network is working for you 24 hours a day. Call right now and you'll receive a free 15-second reading.
Last week I got a phone bill for $350. How did he know that was gonna happen? Thanks, Psychic Pet.
I talked to my psychic pet and he said Abraham Lincoln was dead. No way.
Hello?
Hello? Are you my psychic pet?
Are you my psychic pet?
Who is this?
Who is this? Who is this?
Did I call the right number?
Bitch.
Horses, cows, chickens, any pet you can think of with amazing ability to see into the future. They can even see through your pants. They got x-ray vision. They can do anything.
My psychic pet is a 500-pound pig named Casey. She really understood how I felt. She told me to urinate on my boss's head, and it works. Now I ain't got no job. I'm sure I'll kill someone soon.
Your personal psychic pet is just a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Call now.
Hello?
Are you Jack Johnson? I'm Death, and I've come for you, and it is time for you to die.
Ah, jeez, not this again. Look, I see you brought your little cutting thing with you, but
It's called a Sith.
Yeah, whatever. Look, I'm sure this is a mix-up. I do not believe this is my time, brother.
You are Jack Johnson, right?
Yeah, but it's a common name.
This is 1907 Willow Lane, is it not?
Yeah, but...
Then let's get on with it. Prepare to die. Oh, hold on a second. I thought I told you never to call me at this number. Yeah, I'm busy right now. But you said that... No, don't try to pin this on me. You need to take responsibility for your own actions, you know?
Look, Death, is this going to take long? I got to dig.
Look, hold on, I'm on the phone. I know what she said, but that's only her opinion. Don't try that with me. Yeah, of course. Look, I'm right in the middle of something. Yes, if you need to know, I'm trying to kill someone again. Oh, Christ, we've been through this 100 times. It's my job. I'm Death. Fine then. Goodbye. Whatever. Okay, where was I? Son of a bitch!
And now for a WSUK listener editorial.
Hey everybody, this is Reaper, and as part of my community service, I wanted to give an editorial to help everybody out this holiday season. I'm going to give it on bad Halloween candy. This is so that you don't get your house toilet papered, you don't get poo put on your front step. These are the candies you should not give out. Number one, don't give out pennies. I mean, honestly, nothing says I wasn't prepared and I could care less about you kids, but I don't want you to damage my house like throwing change at them. Fruit. You might as well, throw vegetables, broccoli. Throw it in there. Just throw them a thing of broccoli. I mean, that sounds delicious, doesn't it? That's what you want for a treat? No, you don't. Nobody wants that. Don't ever make anything homemade. You think you're doing something special for the kids. It's going to freak the parents out. And honestly, if you're a good parent, you're just throwing that crap out. You're not going to let your kids eat it if it's not wrapped properly. And don't wrap it in cellophane and put bows on it. Oh, look, it's wrapped. Yeah, you wrapped it yourself. You probably didn't wash your hands after you went to the bathroom. It's going in the garbage. We had a neighbor that would make us drink organic apple juice. That's what she gave us. Not the little box kind. This was, she'd bring you in, pour you a cup, and stand there while you drank it. She made it homemade. Toothbrushes and toothpaste. I don't care you give me the toothpaste. Like, that's supposed to be the fun part of it because it's a paste and it's got a flavor to it. And the ones that have the dentist's name on them, dude, you're just using as promotional stuff. And honestly, kids got their own toothpaste and toothbrushes. It's not like we're in Uganda or something. Soda. Who wants soda? It's like dropping a brick in a kid's bag. I mean, really. Last year, my niece came home, and I couldn't believe this, with pencils. Halloween pencils someone had given her. Well, first of all, pencils, that's a bad idea. And second of all, what if, like, her little brother had gotten a hold of those and thought they were a candy because they were in the bag? And finally, the number one thing you don't want to hand out. And honestly, I don't know what they're called. They're so bad they don't have a name. And the wrappers are black or orange. And I don't know what they were called. I call them peanut butter ass nut candies. Honestly, they're just wads of peanut butter wrapped in a candy foil. And I remember one year, God bless her, my mom gave those out. And I went out the next day, and they were all over our front yard. I don't think anybody ate any of them. So those are some tips. If you don't want to get your house egged or whatever, try to stay away from these things. The pencils and the pennies and, anything that's not edible, please. Things that are homemade, yeah, I appreciate the thought, but really, no thanks. The kids want something sweet. They're out there trick-or-treating. Give them a good candy. Give them a Milky Way, Twix bars, Kit Kats, that good stuff. Nestle Crunch bars. That's the stuff kids want. That's the Halloween booty. By the way, this doesn't represent the opinions of the station. I just thought I should toss that in there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Billington here on the BBC One, broadcasting direct from Brazil. Today's guest is going to talk to us about something very frightening, about a castle, about hauntings, about the supernatural. Good evening, sir. How are you doing? And what's your name?
My name's Gerald Winthrop.
You've had several experiences there that are unexplainable. People out there don't understand what's happening there.
They don't want to talk about this, but it's happened. I mean, everybody knows it's happened there. I finally decided I was going to go and just set up some recording devices.
All right. And so we've got some for the audience out there today. We've got brought in some of these recordings that you've recorded.
They don't communicate normally.
What do you mean?
Well, it's not really voices you're going to hear,
it's
but
not
they are
voices.
Communicating, as you can clearly tell when you listen. Well, it's a bit frightening. I don't want anybody in the audience to just think,
okay, well,
prepare yourself.
This is very scientific.
It's a bit jarring, to be honest. It's a bit jarring.
All right, well, here we go. This is ghost number one.
Yeah, that's Barrymore.
Barrymore?
Yes.
And what is Barry saying?
He was the Duke of Comliti. Actually, they were in charge of a lot of the trade with woodwind instruments, so it's almost ironic that his is so evident and heavy.
If I was in a hotel and I heard that in the evening while I was sleeping, I'd be terrified.
Well, oddly enough, this does happen, and people, they look at each other, and they, each one thinks the other made that sound, and it obviously didn't come from them. I've seen women in there who
could lead to a divorce.
Sure, it's happened. It's happened.
Now the next sound, when was this recorded here?
This one. Actually, this is all time delay. It was all the same day, but I obviously took out all the ambient noises and all that, whatever the hell they call it.
Okay, here we go. This is the recording from the stairwell. That was
Taggart.
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 And Taggart
it's actually a young teenage boy. He was quite an athlete. Played, I think he was football. Pop, pop, keeps going. It doesn't stop.
I'm terrified just listening. I mean, I can imagine myself being in the stairwell and this happening, and I wouldn't know where to run. But frankly,
there's nowhere to run.
All right, here we go. Number 3. That was something.
That was Myrtle.
I mean, that was really. I don't even know what to say about that.
Myrtle was a bit of an uptight. She was actually married to one of the dukes, and she was known for being very particular and tight-lipped about stuff. As you can tell, that sound, it's just very tense, you know?
Unbelievable. These ghosts are
like a beast.
ghastly.
And they're communicating.
They
the
are
only way they know how.
All right, this is recording number 4. Number 4, actually. Here we go. And I mean, the electricity, you could feel it. Even I wasn't even there. That was just a recording. But you being in the room, that must have been staggering.
Well, actually,
staggering.
some of this I wasn't in there because I had to work, and I didn't want it to draw attention to myself.
I mean, my God, I would have fainted. And you're in the room by yourself when that happens.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, I think they like to play jokes because I'll have people over, and then these noises happen, and everybody, oh, you know, he's doing it
Now,
again.
who was that?
Professor Bollywick.
Another recording. This recording, I believe, is the upstairs bathroom. Let's see.
Play that one again, because that one's a bit... That one's actually, it's a sadder story. It's the groundskeeper's son, Timmy Frabin. He was about 13 years old, bless his soul, and...
What about the naysayers out there that are going, oh, this guy, he's obviously tape recording himself.
Oh, listen.
And saying it's a
do
ghost.
Do you think I could do all of those? Look at me.
I mean, I'm truly a believer, but...
No. It's not easy for me to say, but I've got a bit of a condition where my sphincter doesn't reverberate. So when I have gas, it doesn't make a noise. It's one of the silent...
Like a wind.
Very much so. I just need a moment.
I feel for you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to choke you up.
It's all right.
Didn't mean to...
It's okay. Is that all of the ones I bought?
That's all we have for now, but...
It speaks for itself, quite literally. I mean, this is how they communicate, and they're trapped there.
Well, we've got one more recording, though. This was one special night that you were there, and it seemed like there was a symphony of ghosts. There was multiple ghosts in the room, and you happened to have the tape recorder on.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and listen to that now.
What'd you think of that one?
I don't even know what to say. And these things are authenticated to be actual recordings.
Yes.
And I understand that you have a book coming out about this.
Yes.
Yes.
It's called Ghastly.
Ghastly is what the book is called. The MP3s will be available soon on iTunes. Amazing, my friend, that you were here.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to let me come on.
Grandpa,
Yes.
where did Halloween come from?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Halloween is actually a combination of several different holidays. There's one that is from the Druids, which had to do with carving jack-o'-lanterns with a knife, and there's another one that was actually instituted by the oil companies during daylight savings time. These two things were combined, and your grandmother and I used to enjoy the holiday by sprinkling pumpkin seeds all over each other's genitals. And then we'd go downstairs in the basement and dance to Percy Sledge. We used to love it so much I'd wear her clothes, she'd wear mine. By the end of the evening, the whole neighborhood was in there. We were drinking cider and having intercourse. And that's where Halloween came from, Timmy.
You're listening to WSUK Community Radio.
Mr. Reaper here, WSUK. If you're not aware of that, then maybe you've tuned in by accident, or maybe you're just your amnesia's wearing off, which if it is, congratulations. You're in for a treat, kids. This is something very unique, and it's a movement starting in our area, and this is Glenn Ballard. He's a pumpkin activist, a packtivist.
Pumpkin activist is what we are.
Right?
Yes, and there's too much violence in our world here, and I've started this group of people where we don't carve pumpkins. It's very violent. I don't want to teach the children the violence by stabbing these squash and carving faces into them. I think it's wrong. You wouldn't want somebody coming up and stabbing you in the head and making a triangle and making a mouth for you. I mean,
that doesn't sound like fun.
It's non-violent. We don't want these kids playing with knives and stuff.
And what would you have people do with pumpkins?
Well, what we do now is we bring the kids in and they sponge paint the pumpkins, and they if you take a sponge and you caress the outside of a gourd, you can make faces on it. Sometimes they could even, it's like a Mr. Potato Head.
When people sponge my gourd, I get faces.
Yes, just like that. And the pumpkins, they don't appreciate being stabbed. it's just disgusting. And I
Right.
don't want to teach the children this. I think we could do it very passively. You know, I grew up on a farm, and these pumpkins, I talk to them. They're my friends, and
So they
I
talk.
don't like. Oh, absolutely. And
They communicate.
We have certain people that grow up with us. They have a community, and they're almost like Wiccas, but they live with the pumpkins, and they can talk to the pumpkins, and the pumpkins emit sort of a wavelength that these people are attuned to. It's kind of like Children of the Corn, but it's completely different because
I
these
would
are
hope so.
pumpkins. Yeah.
'Cause that's
So
bad.
yes, and we even have a festival where we have a pumpkin races. Okay, and remember when they used to do those frog circles with the frog would jump? You put the frogs in the center, and
Right.
they jump out. My favorite frog was named Edward Baggy Pants, and we used to do that all the time. We do the same thing with the pumpkin psychics. We take the psychics and we put them in a circle, and we put the blindfold on them, and they communicate with the pumpkin, and the first one out of the circle is the winner.
It sounds like you're very involved with the kids and educating. Do you have anything else for them coming up, like video-wise, or?
Well, we do. We have a video game coming out, and the video game, it's a cross between like Etch-a-Sketch and that Halo game.
Yeah,
and what you do is you're dressed up in this metal suit of armor, except you have a pumpkin head that's completely blank. And as you go through the game, you can pick up an eyeball, a nose, a mouth. But we also have, I'd like to promote our website, is pumpkinlovers.org.
Pumpkinlovers.org?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I know, there's a group of people
Right.
that they'll carve a hole in a pumpkin. I
Right,
call
right,
them
right.
pumpkin
There's
fuckers.
kids listening, yes.
Yeah, so we don't do that sort of thing, but we all really love the pumpkin.
Well, Glenn, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy pumpkin savings schedule. And again, what's that website in case anyone's
It's
looking?
pumpkinlovers.org. I think
Awesome.
is,
So people get on that website, check in with Glenn and his posse there, his pumpkin posse, and get on board. It sounds like something we all need to be involved with, being a little more caring.
Stop stabbing those pumpkins. I mean,
Stop stabbing the
seriously.
pumpkins. Lord knows what it's going to lead to. So everybody, we'll be right back after this message. Stay tuned or don't, but whatever you do, make sure you come back later because there's something that's especially for you.
All right, sir, do you know why I pulled you over?
Because my costume's so cool.
Who are you?
I, sir, am Ichabod Crane, head schoolmaster, and good friend of the Van Tassels. That's where I've lived.
All right, sir, I'm going to need to get your license and registration.
Okay, I think this is what was under the saddle. Again, I borrowed this horse, so I don't know. It doesn't really look.
Okay, this is a picture of a blue duck, sir.
That's not it then, obviously.
Are you on drugs, sir? You've been taking anything? You've been drinking?
I think I want to get my lawyer present. I don't think I was, but sometimes I can't remember. I'm very forgetful, so I don't want to say no and get in trouble.
Okay, and then why were you speeding again?
Because the guy behind me, he was dressed like a Hessian soldier, but he didn't have a head. And he was holding a fiery, throbbing head in his hand. It was pulsating. And it was just scary. It was big and scary. I thought he was going to throw it at me. It was really big.
Fiery head.
He was a pumpkin head.
Let me get my pen here so I can write all this stuff down.
Sure.
All right. Fiery head.
Yep.
Throbbing.
Yep. Pulsating. Don't
drunk.
forget.
And what's that you're wearing?
This is a sarong.
Sarong.
Yeah.
Man in sarong.
School teacher.
I'm
the headmaster, actually.
School teacher running from
Did you
fiery,
hear me?
throbbing head.
I'm the headmaster.
He's the headmaster.
I'm the master of the head.
You're running from some fiery apparition who's grabbing
It's
his
not
own
an
head.
apparition.
Yes.
And I don't think it was his head. I mean, who has a pumpkin head? I don't remember because
And
sometimes I get
taking-
amnesia. That thing hit me on the head too. He hit me on the head, so it's assault. So if you see him, I think this could be like CSI or one of those shows. Because honestly, I like a special crime unit or whatever, like Law and Order, Sleepy Hollow. Because I don't know why he was carrying a pumpkin. He didn't have a head. Maybe he's
All right, sir. Obviously,
mentally incompetent.
You are obviously intoxicated.
I am
You
not.
need to come over here. I
You
need
can
to
check under the saddle. I don't have
I need
anything
to
on.
frisk you. I need to check your horse.
Whatever. Do what you got to do. Do your job. Oh, you missed the spot up in there. You go. That's see. Ooh. Okay.
Bend over here. I'm gonna have to cuff you and bring you in.
I beg your pardon, sir. What kind of party is this? Okay, let's get this over with. And don't forget, we've got to bring that nag back. 'Cause if I don't, I'm going to lose my deposit.
WSUK presents Holiday Tips.
A festive neighborhood bonfire is a great way to bring nearby friends together. Hurling fresh human feces lets rude neighbors know the party is over and they have overstayed their welcome.
You're listening to WSUK Community Radio.
All right, kids, it's 10 o'clock. You know what that means? Nope, not time for pharmaceutical mixing. That's done at 8. It's time for me to take those phone calls I got to take. Tonight we got a topic. Since it's so close to Halloween, the topic will be what scares you. Not metaphorically, I mean literally, what makes you crap your pants. So go ahead and call in. Here we got caller 1.
Hello, Reaper. I love the bears.
And who am I speaking to?
Yes, this is Randy down at the trailer home where all the bears are. I love the bears. I've been hanging out with them. I live with the bears.
You live with the bears. So if you live with
Yes, I
bears...
live with the bears, and the thing that really scares me is frogs.
Frogs.
Yes, I'm so scared of frogs. Somebody told me that the frogs actually in the evening they'll come up and they'll lick your eyeballs until they deteriorate.
Really? And you believe this?
Yes, I've been living with the bears quite a long time, and I think they know what's going on. You've seen that show with the Bear Man on Discovery? I'm like that, but I'll tell the bears jokes. That keeps them from mauling me.
Oh, how long have you been living with the bears, did you say?
Oh, me and the bears go way back. I love the bears. There's grizzly bears, black bears, Puerto Rican bears, Chinese bears. There's all kinds of, there's so many different varieties of bears.
Beautiful. All right, after that frightening little display, let's head on out to caller number 2.
Yeah, Reaper, this is Colonel Johnson. You know what scares me? It scares me is these city officials. I took the bus. I'm down here at the arena. There's supposed to be an arena football game. I come in here, and it's just a bunch of pansies playing hockey. I don't understand it.
So what is it that scares you? I don't think I'm getting a visual on this.
It scares me is the public officials that run this city. They can't give me a good enough bus to bring me down here to the arena where I'm going to try and watch arena football, but I end up watching a hockey game. This city is so disorganized. I just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that is kind of scary. I guess that's a bad part of town, and you don't want to be there after dark.
I'm trying to watch arena football. Arena football is like wrestling mixed with regular NFL. People don't even have talent. They just go out there and beat each other on the head.
You know, it's also scary. Those guys have mullets, and that went out like, 10, 15 years ago.
You gotta have a mullet to look cool if you're gonna play arena football. You know, it's just like these wrestling people on the roids. That's what it is. That scares me too, Reaper. I'm so scared. I'm dropping a load right now.
We'll be right back after this message from Johnny's Butt Pads.
Hello, I'm the Grim Reaper, and you're Jack Johnson, aren't you?
Oh, crap. Look, I'm busy right now. This isn't a good time for me to go.
It's always a good time to start planning for your future.
What do you mean? Thought I didn't have a future.
Let me ask you this. What if you were injured and couldn't work? Would your insurance cover your cost of living?
Wait a second. I thought you were coming here to take me to the land of the dead.
Oh, I no longer kill people anymore. I lost that job. Now I'm an insurance salesman. I came here to make sure you have proper coverage. If you have some time, we could go over your current policy.
Look, I really don't have time right now.
I must insist that we take some time to review this. You'll thank me for it later.
But...
Just 10 minutes of your time, I promise. And if you turn to page 247 in your policy book and look at section C17, you'll see a clause that eliminates all pre-existing conditions prior to January 17, 1989, but after 1992, in which case you'll need some supplemental coverage that can be billed to your existing account, but only if you have a cosigner with a certain amount of funds that covers 1/3 of the total balance due.
That is it! I cannot take this anymore!
That's it! I finally got the stupid bastard. Death as a salesman. Who ever heard of such a stupid thing?
Welcome to our monthly meeting. This month our agenda is not something that I have printed. It is all in my head. This month's birthdays, there are none. The vending machines are not working. Do not put stickers on them anymore. The pubic hair in the men's room has been removed and placed in the women's room. Today, I will be washing cars from 5 until 3, and then I will clean the carpets with my tongue. I will be eating air freshener. I will be cleaning headlights with my butt cheeks after work, but only in the west parking lot, not in the east parking lot. Today's cafeteria menu: chopped liver and swollen ankle. I'm going to personally come to your house and scrub your eyeballs with a small toothbrush. Now I will stand up in front of you and show you my man parts. Hey, what's the deal with the temperature?
You're listening to WSUK Community Radio.
This weekend, just wanted to remind you, they're going for the world's record down at Frodo's Mini Golf for most readings and a seance. There will be a lot of mediums on site. I'm not sure the exact number. And you get a coupon for a free round of mini golf. So stop by Frodo's Mini Golf, maybe play a little round, and see if you can see Uncle George back from the grave. I just want to thank everybody for listening and tuning in tonight, and I hope you have had a wonderful Halloween season. I hope you got what you wanted. I hope you enjoyed hanging with us during this time and got some, maybe some entertainment and, a little education out of it. But we're wrapping this up. Again, hope you guys had fun, got what you wanted, and this is the Reaper signing off.